This is lesson 3, exercise 5D, scalar multiplication. The learning goal is to know what a scalar is and how a scalar affects a matrix. The success criteria is to be able to do scalar multiplication and apply it to a real life situation. Scalar multiplication, not to be confused with matrix multiplication, I believe is one of the easiest tasks to do with the topic of matrices. And a scalar is just a number. Multiplying a matrix by a number and just a singular number is called scalar multiplications. And the reason why it's called scalar is we're scaling that matrix up or down. And to scale something just means to proportionally increase or decrease. So we're not adding a number at the start to every single matrix, we're increasing or decreasing it by scalar multiplication. And all you need to do is grab a matrix, in this example here. When there is a 5 in front of it, that just means that each element inside whatever size matrix you have is being multiplied by that 5. So we have a 5 by 1, 5 by 2, 5 by 2, and 5 by 0. So the resulting matrix will be a 5, 10, 10, and 0. So let's look at this first example here. If a is equal to 5, 1, negative 3, 0, find 3a. So 3a is just 3 on the outside, and that 3 just indicates we're multiplying everything inside that matrix by 3. So this is just the same as 3 by 5, 3 by 1, 3 by negative 3, and 3 by 0. Now when you're doing your working out, you don't need to show this process. All you will need to show is what the scalar matrix will look like before and what it will look like after, which in this case will be 15, 3, negative 9, and 0. And that will be the result of the scalar matrix. Scalar multiplication has many practical applications. It is particularly useful in scaling up the elements of a matrix, which is what we just did in the previous example. So here is a gymnasium that has enrollments and courses, and this is shown in a real life context. So say it's split up into the genders, men and women, and these are the different enrollments for either bodybuilding, aerobics, and fitness. And the manager wishes to double the enrollments in each course. We want to show this in a matrix. So we just are going to scale every single element within this matrix by 2, by doubling it. We're just timesing everything by 2. So what we need to do is to indicate what the matrix will look like. So they say matrix, we'll call this gymnasium, so G. So the gymnasium is going to look like as follows. Maybe M for women, M for men, W for women rather, bodybuilding B, aerobics A, fitness F. Put the numbers in accordingly. So we've got 70, 10, 20, 50, 80, and 60. Now what we want to find is what 2G is. We want to double the amount. So this is just equal to 2 times this matrix here. And the 2 is the scale that's been applied. Now with the context, I'm not labeling this until after I've multiplied everything by 2. So I'm not putting the men, women, and the bodybuilding aerobics fitness level, fitness letters up the top. I'm going to do this afterwards, because it just gets a bit too confusing when you have too many letters. And so let's double everything that's here. So we've got 140, we've got 40, we've got 160, 20, 100, and 120. So 2G is just equal to that. Very simple, nothing too tricky, short exercise, in my honest opinion. Go ahead and check your log sheet, see which questions you need to do. Under 5 minutes, booyah! See you in the next video.